Welcome back to the video, guys. In today's video, we're gonna go through 3 tips on how to correct your own lifts. Number 1, where do you set the camera up? So when you're setting the camera up, there's 2 possible spots I like to set the camera up when I suggest for my remote clients. Number 1 is straight in front, and number 2 is 90 degrees to the side. When you're setting them up right in front, that's gonna tell you, did they keep their arms nice and long? Are they pushing through both legs nice and symmetrically? It'll show you a pretty good extension, but not as probably good as what the side shows you. The side profile is probably my most preferred, where like to see most of my videos. The side is going to show us bar path and did they hit extension. So once we've kind of got that down pat, that can really give us an idea of what's going wrong for the rest of it. So section number 2, where do we watch from? So when you're correcting a lift, sometimes when we're a beginner, there's just so many things that can go wrong, and as beginners we can kind of focus on the smaller things that don't really mean too much. So what I always suggest people is, if you're doing a clean or a snatch from the floor, let's start from the floor and kind of work our way up. Let's go through it, because if we get the floor wrong, chances are the end of the lift won't be right either. The analogy I always use is it's like a cruise ship. If it's 2 degrees off course at the start and it keeps going that direction, 100,000 million miles, bajillion miles later, it's way off course. So we watch from the ground up. The few things that I would look for, just as quick tips: does the bar start over the balls of the feet? Does the bar path come back into the lifter? Do they hit the hang position, and then do they hit their power position? You would also look at, do they finish? But typically speaking, if it flows through this, and if they're doing 2 or 3 reps, chances are they're going to do them pretty similarly. They're going to have pretty similar habits. So if it's going around the knees from the get-go, that's going to be my first point of correction. I'm going to look at, did they set it up initially in the correct spot? If they did that, then I'm going to coach them on pulling it back in. Does the power position? So for me, I coach all my lifters on a nice flat-footed power position. It's not 100% necessary. You can definitely be successful being on the toes, but I just like a full foot contact with the floor for as long as possible. Once they've hit that, then we look at extension. Did they finish the pull? Now, like I was saying earlier, if they're in the wrong hang position or they're in the wrong power position and they don't hit extension, you probably don't need to tell them to finish harder. You might need to coach them on where the bar needs to be. Cool. Number 3, guys. How do you correct your lifts? So again, we're going to go in kind of chronological order. We're going to go from the ground up, and you're just going to pick one thing per lift. My suggestion is, if this is an error that happens from time to time, and you have 20 snatches from warm-up to completion of the day, or you've got 30 snatches, whatever it is, pick that one issue and try to get as close to out of 20 reps, close to out of 30 reps as possible. In your training journal, this is where training journals are super, super important. Write down if the error is, early arm bend in the snatch, 9 out of 10 snatches, no early arm bend. Huge success. When you start getting that 90+% where you're doing it correctly, you can start moving on to other issues. But focusing on too many issues at once can lead to kind of frustration, can lead to the, just beating yourselves up. So that is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do my best to try to release 1 video a week. I'm going to try and keep myself accountable. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you do like these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below if you'd like to see anything in particular. Cheers, guys.